What's going on, socialites? This is Now You Know. Now, child, these NBA and former NBA players are really getting the spotlight put on them. No, not because of their game or what they did after they retired, but because of the recent decisions that they were making when it comes to situations surrounding fraudulent activity and the vaccine and more. But before we get into all this, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and make sure that you have your post notifications turned on so you never miss another upload. Now, where do we start? Because there's a bunch of different things that have been happening. So in the recent couple of days, at least 18 former NBA players were arrested for a massive scam operation which involved fake health records. Now, Terrence Williams, who started off with the then New Jersey Nets and also played for the Rockets, the Kings, and the Celtics, is being called a ringleader of a health and welfare benefits plan that was provided by the NBA for a total of $4 million. Now, he's being accused of obtaining fake documents, which include fake invoices from chiropractors, from dentist offices, and wellness offices in California and Washington because he knew if he could provide an invoice, the NBA would refund him, which is how they ended up with well over $4 million. However, he also passed it out to some other people, and now it's just not looking too good. Now, in some of these documents, despite being illegal, they actually weren't well thought out. There were things like 3 of the former NBA players getting dental procedures done on the same 6 teeth on the same exact day. Like, that's a cause to get caught, and no, we're not condoning any of this, but that was just very lazy. However, aside from Williams, the other players that are involved in this are Sebastian Telfair, Glenn Davis, Darius Miles, Allen Anderson, Tony Allen, Shannon Brown, Will Bynum, Christopher Douglas Roberts, Melvin Ely, Milton Palacio, Ruben Patterson, Eddie Robinson, Greg Smith, Charles Watson, Anton Wright, and Tony Roten. Now, as of now, there hasn't been much say into what will really happen to these guys, but again, they scammed the NBA out of $4 million, and Terrence Williams pocketed a lot of that, of course, because he provided the fake documents. Now, on the flip side of someone trying to get money, Kyrie Irving is actually not really worried about losing money because he could be losing up to $15 million this season, all because he's unsure about this vaccination. Now, he's been open asking for people to respect his privacy when it comes to whether or not he's vaccinated or whether or not he plans to get vaccinated. So currently he is in New York and plays for the Brooklyn Nets, which is interesting that that's the same team, of course, in New Jersey though, that Terrence Williams was playing in, but that's neither here nor there. But Kyrie plays for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, in the state of New York, there's a whole requirement that professional athletes must be vaccinated to even go into practices and into places like Madison Square Garden, which Kyrie, if he is vaccinated, is set to play 2 games there. Now, Madison Square Garden, they require for everybody to show proof of vaccination, which, as we all know now, Kyrie cannot do. Now, not only has that happened, but the NBA has also put out a memo to all their players letting them know that they will not, let me repeat, will not be getting paid for any of the games that they missed due to not being vaccinated. So in Kyrie's case, he's pretty much going to lose a whole bunch of money. We're talking about him missing out on roughly $300,000 every game if he does not play, and another $700,000 plus for missing 2 home preseason games, and an additional $700,000 plus for missing, again, 2 games at Madison Square Garden. Now, we're talking about him missing out on more than $300,000 per game if he does not play, plus more than $700,000 for missing 2 preseason games and 2 games at Madison Square Garden. Now, this is not Kyrie's first time being fined in relation to COVID. If you all remember, earlier this year it was reported that Kyrie took a personal leave of absence from the team, which left him out of a total of 5 games. Now, I know you all remember when Kyrie was spotted celebrating his older sister and his father's birthday in a maskless room of more than 15 people. Mind you, this was definitely around the time that the NBA was being extremely strict on where the players could and couldn't go, and even keeping them in a bubble away from the public. Now, because of that, Kyrie was not only fined $50,000, but he also forfeited playing 2 games, which then was about $400,000 per game, which meant a total of $800,000 at his $34 million salary. So with the 2 seasons back-to-back of him getting fined due to regulations surrounding COVID, it seems like he's not really bothered by it all. But as for Terrence Williams and the other 17 guys who are now being investigated for this fraud having to do with over $4 million, it's not looking too good. So socialites, knowing all of this, what do y'all think about what's going on with these former and current NBA players when it comes to this money situation? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, make sure you like us on Facebook, you're following us on Instagram, and you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, because now you know what's trending.